Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
You know, I can't lie that in this business we get so bombarded with content that every once in a while we've got to take that old standing 8 count to gotta catch our breath once again. But as always, if you're within the sound of my voice, then you've got to be in the seats with once more, because as always, I'm your host. My name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of industry professionals and we pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, how they got started, and so very much more in a light and in a conversational fashion. And if you like how we do things around here, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you do because you're listening. Subscribe to the podcast. You can find us over at Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, basically wherever you get your podcasts. And plus, we archive every single one of our episodes over at our In the Seats YouTube channel, so if you can give us a like and subscribe there as well, we would absolutely appreciate it. Also, do not hesitate to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we're on Instagram at where else? In the Seats for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare say most importantly, please pay us a visit over at In the Seats, intheseats.ca, for all the latest and greatest from the world of film, television, basically the moving image at large. Because if we love to write about it and talk about it and watch it, and we love it when you come by and read about it and listen about it. So please pay us a visit. Speaking of getting knocked down for the count, it's been one of those weeks with the festival coming up and head into the fall season with tons and tons of stuff to watch. It is getting pretty crazy out there, but that's why we're here to sort of filter out the noise and get you to the top of the pile. And guess what should be at the top of the pile for most of you? It is Prey, which is available on Disney Plus here in Canada and other regions, but also on Hulu for our friends listening to the States. And in support of this release, we had the unique pleasure of sitting down with director Dan Trachtenberg and producer Jhane Myers just to talk about how this movie really sort of carves out its own space, but still stays very true to the Predator universe, and it stays very representative of the culture that it's depicting. And I mean, it's just a fun ride, but we also had a little laugh just about the pronunciation of various Canadian cities as well. It's one of our bite-sized episodes, but it's a fun one, so I hope you enjoy. But obviously, go check out Prey, which is a fantastic entry into the Predator franchise, available on Disney Plus now here in Canada, and on Hulu, and probably also Disney Plus in the various other locations other than the U.S. But like I said, Hulu in the States, Disney in Canada. But enjoy our talk with Dan and Jhane, because it's a pretty good one.
Perfect. My name is Dave Voigt from In the Seats in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Well, obviously, both of you, just first off, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate this.
Thank you, man. I'm surprised to hear the hard T in your pronunciation of, they always tell us it's Toronto. If you're up there, it's Toronto. And I'm like, I know I say that, but every time I go there, I see a newscaster or anyone, they always say the hard T. And I'm like, when is this pronunciation coming from?
It's the same as Calgary. Calgary.
Yeah.
It's Calgary. So
Exactly. But I mean, obviously, first off, just congratulations. I really love the film. And I mean, what really stood out for me with this was just how it's carving its own space, but still has these familiar moments at the same time. Dan, for you, how important was it for you to sort of carve a unique space in this universe, but still give the fans the moments that they love?
Yeah, I mean, it was immeasurably important for me for this to feel like its own movie. It's the thing that I think is what I'm always thinking about when I'm about to tackle something that has a franchise link or is based on another IP or sequel, remake. It's really important for me for it to feel like this is a great movie on its own. There's a reason to make this movie. And then you bring in the franchise elements and you go, oh my gosh, it makes that even better. That's my favorite kind of approach for this. And so I was primarily focused on making this a great movie. What's interesting is so often in thinking of it on its own, we opened up these doors to like, oh my God, that's like in the that's like this thing from the other movie, and then this thing, and then this, those moments kept on happening. Even the mud pit is a sequence that what I would have wanted in this movie anyway. That is such a hallmark of an adventure movie, because I think where the original Predator was much more of a action mashed up with horror. I wanted this to feel much more like adventure mashed up with horror. So having this quicksand, quote unquote, moment was very exciting to me, to see her up against the elements on top of creatures, both earthly and not. So as we were developing that sequence, suddenly became, oh, wait a second. Yeah, mud. Wait a second. Mud is a big deal. And then, of course, we had a little bit of fun with setting people up, hopefully to expect there to be a mud thing. And then the next scene saying, no, it's not the mud. But so there's so many things like that in the movie, that were unintentional in design at first, and then became, oh yeah, this can link to the original Predator.
Fantastic. Now, Jhane, I love Amber's performance. How important was it to sort of find someone who could represent the culture, but still sort of be this genuine badass at the same time?
Dan should answer that, because that's, originally his vision. But no, that's very important. That's very important, especially with Comanche women, because our women are just as strong as our men, right? And so and I'm Comanche. And so in order for, us to have that, carry through that same kind of spirit and that wildness and, and then that thought process that she has, to see all these new things and to be able to process it so fast and figure out, okay, that's how I'm going to fight him. That's what I'm going to do. And, it's just, I think the Predator being unexpected for her to see, because, we always talk in our culture, we have Pia Mupitz, which is, this big monster. And if you translate it, it's kind of like the Predator, right? So we've always had that, but like for the Predator to encounter Comanches, I don't know if he's ever had that. So, I think it was pretty well matched.
You know what? I think it was. And this is a hell of a piece of work. I think you guys have done a great job. And it's representative on so many levels. And I enjoyed it. And the bear fight killed me. I absolutely love the bear fight. So
Awesome.
But thanks again, guys, and congrats on the work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu-ray needs.